to the first episode of Quarantine Cooks. I'm your host Leo Kirkman and
Katie Hogg.
Today we've got a nice, easy to make 3-course meal that you can make very easily at home during this, lovely quarantine of doing absolutely nothing. So for starters, we have cheesy garlic bread, which is made from, obviously, homemade bread like everything else. And for mains, we have steak with...
Honey potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Easy
Absolutely
peasy.
herby with potatoes. Potato and herbs, And obviously for dessert we have...
A easy chocolate mug cake with a nice chocolate sauce to go along with it to make it fancy.
We actually didn't do the chocolate sauce because we couldn't be bothered, so yeah.
Nice one. Let's get cracking.
So first we're going to make the fresh bread, which includes some 290 millilitres of warm water, 1 sachet of dried fast action yeast, some salt and sugar, and 500 grams of unsifted flour. So first we're going to take the warm water and sachet of yeast, put it in there, and put it off to the side so it can bubble and start doing its things. Now, taking our 500 grams of flour into the bowl and make a well with your hand or a spoon. I'll just do a spoon. We're just going to add this is around 2 teaspoons of salt and sugar. That just goes in over the top. Give that a little mix. And we're going to wait 5 minutes until the yeast has started to bubble. So it's been about 2-3 minutes and it's already started to bubble, as you can see. And we're just going to add it into the middle of the well. That sound is lovely. Get all that lovely goodness. And we're just going to start mixing it until it starts to form a dough. You can already see after a couple of mixes it started to form a lovely dough. Just slightly starting to curdle together. I don't know if that's the right word. Right, now we're going to dump this mixture out onto the surface. On a pre-floured surface, we're going to take our dough and all the content it holds and knead it for about 10 to 20 minutes. So now we have kneaded the lovely dough for around 10 minutes and it's gone nice and round, I don't know. We're going to take a baking sheet with a nice bit of parchment paper and just slightly oil the bottom of it, not that much, just nice and so it feels loved. And add the dough on top. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil to the actual dough, just a little bit, and take a little bit of cling film that will cover the whole baking tray. And I have made the mistake of adding too much olive oil to this because you can't really see how much is applied. So after just a few little dips into olive oil, and you can kind of see, and this is a little trick, just lift it up, you can see it better than on the surface. So just look at that and you can see where you need to put it. You only need to put it where the dough is going to be, so don't worry about putting it right to the edges or anything. And we're just going to make sure that's nice and evenly distributed and add it on to the dough. Now we're going to leave this for about an hour to let it rise, do its thing in a nice hot area. So maybe on a table with some natural light, or if you have a fancy proving thing, sure do that. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. So see you in an hour. So the bread has been proving for about an hour, well, more than an hour actually. So it's nice and big, and I was going to say big and juicy. I don't think that's probably the right term. So with clean hands, we're going to shape it into a baguette shape, just like so. Just like that, just so it's a nice long rectangle. This is going to go into a preheated oven for about 10-20 minutes until it's gone nice and golden brown. The oven is at 180 Celsius. So yeah, let's put it in and wait till it's golden brown and take it out. We'll leave it to cool after it's nice golden brown, and then add the garlic butter that is nice and homemade. And we're going to prepare the garlic bread. So first we're going to cut it in line. Thankfully there's a little score line along. We're just going to cut it in half. And this bread is around room temperature. It doesn't matter if it's slightly warm. However, room temperature to cold is the better option. Like so.
Okay, so on to the garlic bread. So what we've done, we've melted 125 grams of unsalted butter and added some herbs. So now we've got the melted butter, we need to crush some garlic to put in. But we don't have a garlic press, so we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way of basically just crushing it and adding it into the butter. See you once we've done that. Okay, so basically what I've done, so I put the garlic into the butter, and I've just used a thing to just put the garlic butter on to the bread. So now what you want to do is you want to get some like medium cheddar or whatever cheese you want. You could use mozzarella if you like. Just it doesn't matter how much you put on, like personal preference really. But I do like quite a bit of cheese on mine, so I'm putting a little bit more. But it's really up to you. Now we've got some garlic granules. You just want to sort of put them on. Just a little bit onto the cheese. That's one of them. Then I'll see you when the other one's done. Alright, so now the other one's done, what you want to do is put them onto a baking sheet and then into a preheated 180 degree oven. Nice one, let's go. Okay, well the garlic bread is finished in the oven, so time to take it out. Just don't drop it. There you go. Nice one. Right, let's plate it up. Alright, so now on to starting the main. So we're going to have some boiled potatoes. So I've already boiled the kettle to put it in the saucepan. So you need a medium to large saucepan. So it's like 7 to 8 cups worth of water in here. Steam in my face. Absolutely great. That's cool. Good enough. Okay, so you want a nice sharp knife. And you got your potatoes, you don't need to peel them, it's fine with the skin on it. So you want to cut them into like centimetre thick slices, so that's what, like 1/3 of an inch I guess. All right. Don't die when you put it in the minimal vasa. Okay, so once all the potatoes are in the saucepan, what you want to do is you want to put it on the highest setting you can. Alright, so you want to boil these for... boil them until they're cooked. Nice one. Okay, so now the potatoes are nearly done. So what you want to do is prep like the seasoning. So what you want to do in a baking sheet. So you want 2 teaspoons of olive oil. So you just sort of want to spread it like somewhat evenly around the bottom of it. So we got a tablespoon of kosher salt. So you just want to add it in. So that's a tablespoon of kosher salt, and then you want another tablespoon of mixed herbs. So when you're using the same thing as before, you sort of want to evenly coat it. It's a bit difficult because it like sticks together, but just try your best to evenly coat it anyway. Okay, so now the potatoes are done. So we need to strain the water. So we're taking them off the heat. Just be careful, hold it if you have to, I guess. Alright, so obviously we made this earlier. It's the seasoning for it. So we got the strained potatoes here. So you want to try to evenly put them in. Evenly put them in there. Don't touch them because they're hot. So you got the spatula to move them around, because obviously you want to try to evenly coat them with the seasoning. Okay, so once you've covered your potatoes with the seasoning, it's time to put it in a 180 degree preheated oven. It doesn't matter if they're like sort of squashed together, that's absolutely fine. It just makes it crispier, especially with the skins. So now it's time to put them in the oven for around about like 15-20 minutes until they're golden brown.
So now we need to add 200 grams of Philadelphia Light into a saucepan. One of these is 180, so we had to get 2. And we're just going to add that into a small saucepan. And the extra 20 grams. We need to gradually add 4 tablespoons of stock at a time until it's lovely and smooth. So we're going to put this on a low heat without trying to gas ourselves out. Ugh, stinks. And we're just going to slowly add the 4 tablespoons of stock and until it's lovely and soft in the saucepan. Now the mixture has softened and we've added 4 tablespoons of the beef stock. We're going to put it on a low heat and stir in the rest of the beef stock. Now that is all lovely and mixed in, we're going to add the peppercorns. This is 2 tablespoons of crushed peppercorns and a small amount of chili flakes. We're just going to add that to the sauce. Now we're going to just continue heating it for 2 to 3 minutes, stirring occasionally until heated through.
Alright, so we've got 2 sirloin fillets here. These are quite thinly sliced, so obviously when I'm searing them, it's only going to be like 1.5 minutes per side for a medium. So I've got the skillet on a high temperature. So what you want to do, you want to season the steak before you put it on there. So you want freshly ground black pepper, quite a bit on there. Because even though it's thinly sliced steak, obviously you still want the pepper flavour to come through. And also some nice kosher salt. So you want to just sort of sprinkle that on as evenly as you can. Like, it does look like it's quite a bit, but when you actually taste it, it's fine. So we're going to try to press it into the meat a little bit. So then when you flip it over to the other side, it won't all come off. So because you're searing steak, you want to preheat the skillet because it needs to be as hot as you can. Right, we'll see it on the skillet. Okay, as the skillet is hot enough, you want to put on the first steak. So you hear the sizzle, that's how you know it's hot enough. So because here's the thing, you only want them about 1.5 minutes per side. So it will go golden brown on the bottom, and that's how you know it will be done. Yep. So it's time to flip it over. Look at that. So you just want the same on the other side. And then so I'll show you when it's done.
Last but not least, we're making an easy mug cake with chocolate sauce.
Hi, it's voiceover me again. Some of the footage got cut off, so I'll just explain what you need to do. It's 4 tablespoons of self-raising flour, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 4 tablespoons of caster sugar or granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of milk, 1 medium egg, 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and some chocolate chips. There's not really an order, you can just put them all in the mug, whisk it all up, and put it in the microwave for 4 minutes.
So first, we're going to use a big mug, or it will overflow everywhere. So, we have all our ingredients over here, and we're just going to add things as we go. So, it is 4 tablespoons of self-raising flour, and you don't have to use an extra bowl, you just have to add it all into 1 cup. Then 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1, 2, and a little bit more if you want it more chocolatey, which obviously we do. Then it is another 4 tablespoons of, it says in the recipe I'm following along to, caster sugar, but you can use granulated sugar. We've just had to switch phones because my phone ran out of storage. So anyway, this is all being incorporated and it looks like a chocolate batter. Last but not least, we're going to add just a sprinkle of chocolate in there. All in there. Give it another mix. And then this is going to go into the microwave for 4 to 5 minutes or until it's risen. Put a toothpick or a cake tester into it, it comes out clean.